So what's up, guys? What's up? Happy day, whatever day you're watching this. So listen, have a conversation for you today, a quick talk for you. So I was talking to this young lady whom I've known for a few years now, and she and I was talking, and she revealed to me that she was gay. I knew all along. I just never said it to her, and she just today she felt the need to go ahead and tell me that she was, and I told her that I already knew. She asked me, how did I know? And I told her, well, just some of the things that you do, I can kind of tell. I've seen, people who were gay and kind of know some tendencies. And so she told me that her parents didn't know that she wasn't gay, that she was gay. And so I asked her, why hadn't she told them? And she told me that her parents were into the church a lot. So her parents are from Georgia, and they are really into the church. Both her father and her mom are both heavily into the church. And so she was afraid to tell them because she said, these are her words, she know for a fact that they wouldn't have it. And so I asked her, well, how long are you willing to live a life that you're not able to tell them that? Like, how long are you planning on doing that? Like, are you ever going to tell them, or are you just planning on let them? And so her parents are late 50s to 60s, she said. Well, no, she didn't tell me that. I think I just kind of know from the conversations that she's had with me over the past that I think her mom is like late 50s, her dad is like early 60s. And so they'll be here for a while. Like if life have it for them to live a long time, they'll be here for a long time. And I asked her, was she willing to live like a long time with her lifestyle? And she really didn't have an answer. She just said, I don't know. I haven't figured that part out, is what she said. I also asked her, well, then if, do they actually ask you, do they ever ask you about you dating? Like, do they ever talk about you dating, ask you if you're dating anybody, or if you're going to have kids? Because she's in her 20s. So she said that her mom asks her from time to time if she's dating. So she tells her mom, her answer is, I go out from time to time, but I haven't found anybody yet. So she says when she say that, it kind of, she said her mother's satisfied with that. But when her mom asks her and she responds that she's going out, her mom thinks that she's saying she's going out with a guy. Well, she's not telling her that, but she's actually saying that. She's actually saying that. And so it's kind of a little deception, but not necessarily so. But anyway, so because she's not willing to necessarily tell her mom the full story, she just kind of tells her that she's going out. And then, her mom just kind of assumes that it's the guy that she's talking about. So this young lady is just a beautiful soul. Like, I love her to death. She's a good child inside and out. And for her to have to live her life in a way that she can't reveal who she is kind of sad to me. Like, I really wish that she was able to live her authentic self. And if anyone knows me, you know that I am all about living authentically. And if it were my child, like, I have 3 kids, and the truth is, if either one of my kids wanted to tell me that they were gay or whatever the situation would be, I'll be okay with that, because I would much rather have them in my life and under my auspices, so that I can make sure that I'm giving them the right advice all the time. Like, I need to make sure that I'm involved in their life. And so because who they choose to sleep with is not my business, first of all, but as long as their happiness is, so as long as they are happy or and they're being treated right, the truth is, I don't have a problem with that. And I don't apologize for that. That's just how I feel about things. Now, I just mentioned I have 3 kids. I also have a host of nieces and nephews. Like, I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and they're all just so sweet. They're genuine, good people, right? And I have one niece who is beautiful. She's just her soul is so sweet. She grew up with. She's younger than me, so I grew up kind of helping raise her. and she, and I don't even want to use the term, will give you the coat off her back, because people use that so much that it has become kind of, the power behind that has lessened to me. So when I want to give you a real example, like her, what I know about her is that she's the kind of person that, if like she's that I got your back person. As a matter of fact, when people would get into trouble or get into a fight, they would always call her, like, I'm getting into this thing, and she would run to kind of help somebody, to the point where I had to tell her at some point. I said to her, you need to stop running to people to help people like that, because you could be running to your death. Like, you can't fight everybody's fight. So stop that, right? So for real, she's that person. She's that person inside and out. She's just a genuine, beautiful person that I love to death. She's so good. She would be like, for real. Like, if you were sick and needed someone to take care of you, she's that girl, right? And so she's in her early 30s, but now she identifies as a boy. And it's okay with me, because I would much rather have her love and in my life versus versus having her away somewhere, and not being able to come to me when she need advice, regardless of what that advice is. So for those people who are, I want to talk to different people. So for those people who are living a life that you can't reveal who your authentic self is, I'm sad for you, and I encourage you to try to figure out a way to live authentically, because it would be just as sad as if you were on drugs, or if you had a drinking problem and could not go to your parents, or you couldn't talk to somebody else because of that. Although there's a stigma behind it, and I'm sorry that is, but you got to find a way to live authentically, because it's nothing like living one day longer than you have to in a way that you don't want to. And so I encourage you to find the words, to find the time, the place, the tone, everything about the conversation. I urge you to find something about a way to talk to people, or whoever is in your life that you're afraid to disclose that to find a way to talk to have that uncomfortable but conversation that needs to happen. And for those people who are on the other end of that, for those people who are on the other end of someone needing to tell you something, if someone comes to you at their most humble and most what word am I looking for? Humble and my mind is somewhere else. I can't think about it. But anyway, if someone's come to you in a humble way, and they're telling you that this is who they are authentically, like if this is who they want to be, and if you're not willing to accept that, then shame on you, really though, because one rule I live by that I learned from my mom, the truth is, you never know who you're going to need. And let's just say you may need this person in the future. You don't know, tables turns all the time. And you don't know, you may have it going on and you may be good today, but then you don't know what life has in store for you. And I would hate for you to get into a situation where you need that person and you haven't made solace with that. I would also say to you that hopefully you find it in your spirit, in your soul. Hopefully you find it in a place in your body, in your soul, in your spirit, somewhere, that if someone is coming to you telling you who they are, that you find a place where you are able to become okay with that. A lot of times I think people identify, or parents identify, their child's success or lack of success, or being gay, or being whatever, being on drugs, whatever that an unpleasant issue that you may have with as far as child. I think parents sometimes take on that, and we think that it reflects on our parental guidance, but that's not it. I think that when you raise a child who says, this is who I am, then I think you've done a good job. So if by chance, again, if you're on the other end of someone having to talk to you about who they are, what they want to do, I mean, this conversation could go so many different places. What if someone came to you and said that your child and was like, I don't want to go to college, or I don't want to go into the armed forces, or whatever it is? How willing would you be to accept who they are, and being willing and being able to support who they are? And so I just felt the need to say that, because this young lady, I know, is living a life that she doesn't feel that she can go to her parents and talk to her parents, and I feel that's sad. So hopefully you can find it in yourself to accept people for who they are. I don't care if it's a niece, nephew, mother, aunt, uncle. I don't care who it is. Find a place. The world, when I say that life is too short, like we say that so often, that I think too that kind of get lost in translation, almost like it's almost like you don't really understand it. But when you think about it, when you think about counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way to 100, people don't even live to be 100. So it's really short, because numbers can go on infinity. But when you count to 100, it really is a short time. So just think about it. Consider that people want to live their own lives. Consider that sometimes the people whose lives that you are in, you affect those lives. And if you have it in your heart to just say to somebody that I love you regardless. I love you regardless of what you're doing, who you decide to be with. I love you regardless of some things that you've done in the past. Just consider that there's a possibility that just sometimes you may be wrong. Listen, holidays are coming along. Thanksgiving is gone. Christmas is almost here. And happy holidays to you all. But let's get through this time. Let's get through this time with acceptance. Love is acceptance. And I'm going to do my next video on love, because love is acceptance. And if you truly love someone, you will accept who they are. Talk to y'all later. Bye.